My name is Kevin, and I have something I need to confess.
You're an alcoholic?
You okay?
Alcoholic? Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, that's
That's another confession.
You live in New Orleans.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of par for the course.
It happens.
Look, for years I've been a loyal Disney Cruise Line passenger. I believed in the magic. I trusted the mouse. But recently I cheated.
Oh, say it ain't so, Kevin.
It is. I sailed on Royal Caribbean.
Oh.
The siren of the seas,
Yes.
Kevin.
It called to me and I fell for it.
Oh, man.
When I got on there were no characters walking around. There were casinos everywhere. Someone tried to sell me a drink package that looked like it came with its own mortgage. It was expensive. Not gonna lie.
Golly.
It was expensive. I didn't get it because it was like, damn.
You had to take out a loan to get the drink?
Or a kidney.
Ooh.
As you like to say, I might have sold a kidney to just get that drink package.
I feel your pain.
That kidney ain't going to be worth anything in it anyway.
Gotta be,
That's true. That's true.
Gotta be a good ass drink.
And yeah. At one point I looked around and realized I have definitely left the Disney bubble.
Oh.
So on this episode of the Magic Ori podcast, we're going to talk about it.
Hey, it's Alan Tudyk. I just wanted to reach out and welcome you along with the Duke of Wesselton, who would like to say, welcome to Magic Our Way, I suppose, with Kevin and Danny, Eli, and now with Rachel. Not a big welcomer, but okay, welcome. And then also K2SO. And there's a fresh one if you mouth off again.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libation.
Feel it, feel it.
This is a show where every opinion is welcome and nothing we present is groundbreaking or terribly exciting. It's just some filler for your for life. It's some filler for your life if you need it. Falafel.
Yes.
MagicOurWay.com is where you can find us. On this episode, we discuss my first experience, Kevin. My first experience on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Shit, it's weird to say.
Where's the do it right man when you need him?
I know.
I was just saying. That's your first experience with yourself?
Come on.
It's like I was talking to myself in third person. It's like, that sounds weird.
If you smell what Kevin's cooking.
That's right. Kevin will discuss his first experience on Royal Caribbean. It's going to be great. And look, this isn't your typical polished practice Pixie Dust and Disney podcast. No way. We're not at Walt Disney World every day letting you know that Disney's Grand Floridian has named a new executive chef for all restaurants and bars.
That's right, Kev. We're just here to drink, talk us some cruising, and crash and burn with the effectors.
Woo! And you listeners have the easy part. All you guys and girls have to do is to listen up to what we think up while we drink up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Rachel.
And look, if you're thinking about visiting a major theme park in the near future like Disney or Universal, Rachel can help you book that. Booking with Rachel is one of the easiest ways to support this show. Also, you can leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an episode of the Magic Ori podcast. Also, we want to thank our Patreon supporters, both past and present, for all they have done and continue to do for us. All right, y'all, enough of our jibber jabber. Let's hear about my first experience on Royal Caribbean. Welcome to the Hub, the big topic segment of our show. And for the past month or so, we have been talking about our adventures with the Disney company. Danny discussed his trip to Walt Disney World during President's Day Mardi Gras week on shows number 617 and 618. And Rachel discussed her trip to Aulani, Disney's resort and spa over in Hawaii on 619 and 620. Make sure you go back and check out those episodes, especially if you're planning any summer trips. Also note, if you are planning a trip in the summer or later this year for the various holiday seasons and events or whatever, Rachel can help you book that. Rachel, how can they contact you? Because this could be pertinent to this show as well.
Yeah, best way to reach me is email Rachel, RACHEL @magicourway.com.
Awesome. And look, speaking of booking with Rachel helped me cheat on Disney.
I did.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? She was my wing person in this endeavor, and she was really good at it too.
I knew she was
Yeah.
a bad influence on you.
I
Yeah, it
know.
was just terrible.
Say it ain't so,
It
Kev.
was awesome. But yeah, I did it. And I did it hard. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it, I guess.
Has Disney,
You gotta mean it.
has Disney served you papers yet that your DVC membership
mean-
is being canceled?
I hope you got a prenup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Disney the side chick. Okay.
Disney's the side chick. All right, well, look, let me preface this by saying I really don't cruise much. And up until this point, I've only been on like Carnival and Disney. The most recent cruise being Disney on the Disney Dream back in 2018. So I don't do it too often. But I decided to try out Royal Caribbean because I've always heard that it was similar to Disney Cruise Line experience, but without the price tag. So yes, this is my first time on a Royal Caribbean cruise. On this episode, I'm comparing Royal Caribbean and Disney Cruise Line to answer the questions, are Disney cruises really worth the premium?
Okay.
So we're going to talk about different little aspects of it. So this should be a relatively fair matchup as both my Disney cruise and Royal Caribbean cruise are 4-night experiences, which both included a stop at Nassau in the Bahamas and also a stop at their respective private islands and a day at sea. So the itineraries are very much the same.
All right.
In fact, I downloaded a cruise line app where you could track all the cruise boats in the ocean, and pretty much all the little, Royal Caribbean and Disney Cruise and Carnival, they all went the same path out of Miami. I
Yeah,
was like,
they all hang out like in the same place. And then sometimes at night, like after dinner, you'll look out onto the horizon, and because it's dark, you just see all the other cruise ships that are out there with the lights on. You're like, oh, there's like 5 cruise ships right here.
I just imagine that as the best battleship game ever.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
oh, that'd be awesome.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
Virtual battleship. You sunk my Royal Caribbean.
You talking about Disney Cruise Line?
C5.
Before we begin, fun fact, my first Disney Cruise Line ship I sailed was the Disney Wonder. And the first Royal Caribbean ship I sailed was the Wonder of the Seas. So in both instances, you could say I was wondering what this was all about.
Nice.
Yes.
That's nice. I like that.
Yes, thank you. And speaking about wondering, my experience in Royal Caribbean got me thinking about something interesting. Disney and Royal Caribbean really aren't trying to build the same kind of cruise experience. They're almost built around 2 totally different ideas of what a vacation at sea should be.
Okay.
Disney tends to focus on storytelling, atmosphere, and immersion,
Love it.
and Royal Caribbean focuses on scale, spectacle, and having a ton of things to do.
Okay.
So as I stated, we're comparing the two. And now, Rachel, I know you're the only one that's done both, so your insight will be valuable here as I bring up my particular points of discussion. I know Danny's done the Disney Cruise Line, and so maybe anything that I bring up about Royal Caribbean, we can discuss if that would be appealing to you, if that's something you do over Disney.
Eli's watched a lot of Love Boat.
He has, yeah. So that could be very important. But it's cool because he has a blank slate because he could hear both of the scenarios and see what he would rather do first.
I'm totally blank.
What he's going after, or what appeals to him, I should say.
I like to have an appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not necessarily doing this to crown a winner, but to figure out what each one does really well. Right?
Right. There's no losing here.
There's no losing here. Yeah, they're both going to have a great experience. It's going to be awesome.
All right.
Before we even get on the boat, we have to go through the port. And so that's something I wanted to comment on real quick. And it surprised me was a difference in ports. So when I sailed on the Disney Wonder, it sailed out of Port Canaveral, and the Royal Caribbean, Wonder of the Seas, sailed out of Port Miami. And I have to say, Port Miami, I think, has this process down.
Yeah.
I mean, we drove down there, the parking garage is right next to the ship. So from the minute we left our van in the parking garage when we got on ship, I think it took us maybe 20 to 30 minutes at most. It was pretty killer. I don't know, Rachel, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. And I also think that particularly the Royal Caribbean Port Miami location is really impressive when you walk in because Miami is their home base. So that particular port is very beautiful and grand when you walk in.
Yeah, and I guess at the same time, Port Canaveral is Disney Cruise Line's home base, yeah? You'd
Right,
say?
yeah.
Because they have the porthole and it's very nice. But yeah, it was impressive just how efficient everything ran. Yeah, once you got there.
Okay.
Of course, there's construction in the highways and stuff. I know people complain about that on social media, but they can't help that. That's Miami. But once you get to the port, it's freaking awesome.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I don't know. This is like 8 years of difference in time between the two cruises, but I remember Port Canaveral being a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So the fact that I got onto the boat real fast was like impressive.
Well, and something to keep in mind too is that the Wonder would have had many, many more passengers than would have been getting on your Disney Cruise Line.
yeah,
trip.
Disney Dream.
So
yeah.
they're passing them. Yeah, right. They're passing through them, getting them through a lot faster because not only are you moving faster, but everybody else is, and there's more people.
Yeah. And so related to that, I'd say my recommendation, if you're dealing with the ports and stuff, is to get passports. You know, I know it costs a fee
definitely.
and everything else. My entire family, all 5 of us had passports, and we zipped through security because, you know, because we had passports, all of us, we qualified for Royal Caribbean's express boarding, which was a totally separate line than if you brought like your birth certificate or other documentation, whatnot.
Oh.
So it basically felt like a fast pass to me. You know?
Ah,
Okay.
So it's pretty wild.
so it costs you money to do this.
Yes, it costs you money to get a passport and whatnot, but the express boarding didn't. You just got it based upon the documentation that you had. Because I remember when you have to, I guess, pre-check in or whatever else and pre-upload those documents.
Yep.
And so my entire family did the passports, and then all of a sudden the day of, I got a text. It's like, hey, you qualify for express boarding. I was like, all right, I don't know what that is, but good.
I'll try it.
Yes. And then when I got there, it's like, all right, there's a long ass line. So we had a couple other people in our party that had birth certificates, and then the rest of my family had all passports. They went through that, the birth certificate thing, and I just kind of zipped through, and it's like, oh, this is like a fast pass, or lightning lane or something. That's what they call it now.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. But not to say that the birth certificate process was super slow. I mean, it took a little bit longer, but they had so many people working it, so you were very, very efficient.
Okay.
Okay.
And one other point about passports, and then I'll end it here, is that the return through customs when you come back was really,
Fast.
really fast.
So
with Royal
fast.
Caribbean.
You don't even have to take it out anymore. It's all like facial recognition.
Yeah, they have biometric readers, kind of like when we're at Universal and we're trying to get on with your Express Pass and they read your face.
Oh gosh.
But that's what they did. It's like I had to pass this out because I didn't know. You know, I'm still working on 2018 knowledge. But it's like, no, just look into this iPad. So I did. And it lit green and we walked right through. All my family just zipped through.
Okay.
And again, from the minute we left our room to our van was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's quick.
I was like, dang, I didn't even have a chance to decompress, man. I was like, I was just on vacation and now I'm back at my freaking van. It's like, this ain't cool. But that's all to say that passports, I think it's really, really handy.
That's the route to go, huh?
Yeah, I think that's the route to go for this thing. And it's nice to have another piece of identification around if you need it.
Now, when you go to the different ports, like if you go to Nassau or something, don't you need a passport in order to go visit the Bahamas? I mean,
I brought it, but I don't remember ever taking it out.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Oh,
Yeah.
so once you get on the boat, they never check for a passport ever again.
Well, they check for I forget what Royal Caribbean calls it, Rachel, the little card. It's
Your C-Pass.
C-Pass, that's it, yeah. Which is basically like your key to the world card, that same thing if you're
Yeah.
Disney fans, that kind of stuff. It's basically a card
Okay.
that says, hey, you got your name and, where you're seated for dinner and you belong on this boat. So that's all they checked with me. They didn't really check any passports and things when I walked in, which was interesting.
Okay.
I thought they would have, but,
Yeah, I thought for excursions that you had to have that. So I didn't know that.
it could be. Not me, I don't know.
You don't. I always tell people though, like, I always really recommend you get a passport for a lot of reasons, but the biggest one for me is, let's say you are in the Bahamas and you go on a beach excursion or whatever, and something happens and you need to get medical care. And so now you're at the hospital or whatever, and the ship leaves because they have to. And so you're stuck in the Bahamas and now you need to fly home. You can't if you don't have a passport. It's like a whole thing. So like you want to have a passport just in case,
Yeah, something happens.
Right. And even let's say you didn't bring your passport with you when you got off the ship, you left it on the ship, you could send like somebody from your family back to go grab your stuff before the ship leaves, and so you would still be able to fly home with your passports. But if you don't have a passport at all, like you've never gotten one, flying home, I mean, I'm not even sure what the process would be. You might have to go talk to the embassy. Like I'm not exactly sure what you would do. So you have to, I just think having that passport is like peace of mind that no matter what, I'm not going to get stuck in a foreign country and not be able to go home.
My wife and I had passports when we went to Europe. And when we got on the Disney cruise that we went on, we got Lily a passport because we were told we had to. I thought.
Yeah. Some cruises you do have to. So it's possible that Europe is one of those that you have to have a passport.
And, it was one of those things to where this was around COVID time as well. Because when we got to the port, that was the first thing we had to do is test for COVID. So, there's that.
Yeah. Great recommendation. If you could do it, take the time, plan ahead. It just makes things a little bit easier. And you have another piece of identification to go with it if you need it for anything else, All right, so the port experience was actually my first hint that this cruise was going to feel very different from Disney. But the real difference hit the moment we stepped onto the ship. And we'll talk about that right after we take a quick pause and thank the folks who help keep this show sailing.
From unsolved mysteries to unexplained phenomena, from comedy gold to relationship fails, Amazon Music's got the most ad-free top podcasts, included with Prime. Because the only thing that should interrupt your listening is, well, nothing. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Okay, so before the break, you heard the differences in the ports for each cruise line. Now, stepping onto the ship is where the differences between Disney and Royal Caribbean really start to show. Let's get back to our discussion. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the ship philosophy.
Okay.
I'm talking about like Magic versus Mega Ship. And one of the things that jumped out at me was a difference in the ships themselves. For example, the last Disney ship I've sailed is the Disney Dream. And just to give you some numbers, that ship is about 130 tons.
Mhm.
The Royal Caribbean ship I sailed, the Wonder of the Seas, is about 236,000 tons.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
talking
Big.
thousands, yeah.
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 Really, really big. So you're talking about a ship that's about twice the size. The Wonder of the Seas, Royal Caribbean, carries almost 7,000 passengers compared to Disney's Dreams, roughly 4,000. So you can kind of get the idea of the scale of this sucker. But interestingly, the ships are actually pretty similar in length, which is funny. So what changes is the actual interior volume and how the space is used, and it's a little girthier. The Royal Caribbean ship.
They are
Yeah.
girthier. That's right.
Same in length, but one's the Royal's a little bit royally girthy.
She's got
Royally
hips.
thirsty.
Yeah, she got hips. She got nice.
It's
hips.
healthy.
It's healthy.
Okay.
She healthy.
Yeah.
Healthy shift.
So for me, and the way I saw it, it led to two very different ship philosophies. Disney ships feel more like classic ocean liners. They're elegant, they're themed, and everything feels like part of the story. Whereas Royal Caribbean ships feel more like floating cities. They've got neighborhoods, giant atriums, and attractions everywhere.
Neighborhood.
Yeah, let's explore that a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
So Royal Caribbean ships go for what I would consider the wow experience. The ship itself is the destination.
Okay.
They've got things like surf simulators, zip lines, water slides, ice skating rinks. They basically built floating theme parks.
Yeah.
Watching the surf simulators were funny. I had a chance just to with a drink and just watch people do it. And just to see him wipe out is hilarious. But the people working at the Royal Caribbean crew, they're very encouraging. It's like, oh no, do this.
You can do it.
You can
do it.
Yeah.
Come on.
So they kept on.
Yeah, they
letting-
coach you
yeah.
a little.
Keep your balance.
Coach it. It was neat. So
It's like Paul Rudd and Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
Like, hop up.
I got to like standing up with my knees on the board, and then I dumped after that.
Oh,
But-
really?
Yeah, I got a little farther than I thought I was going to, so that was fun.
If you remember getting dumped, how did that feel? Because it looks violent when I see people get wiped out.
Yeah, it was. I remember just like really wanting to make sure that my bathing suit stayed on because the water is like
Well, that's fair.
rushing, Yeah, so I was worried about that.
That's a
what
lot.
I'm
That's a lot of
about.
pressure.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is. It is a lot of pressure, literally.
Water pressure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
I did a zip line.
I was going to ask you that.
I did. Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I made it. I qualified. There is a weight limit.
You got to qualify
Discovered.
to get on the zip line?
Yeah,
There's a weight limit.
Yeah,
You
there's a
didn't
weight
get
limit.
stuck halfway through. And
No, I was
hang
so
there.
scared about that.
Just-
I thought I was going to hit the end, and it's like, oh, well, you're going back the other way. No. But yeah, the max is 275. I come in just under 260, 265.
Okay.
And there's a couple of times where he's like, hey, did you weigh this guy? He's like, yeah, he's okay. I'm like, thank you.
You sure?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it.
Oh, man.
So, I got strapped up. I went across. It's an open. I went over what's called the boardwalk area, which is I'm on deck 15 and this 14 or 15, and the boardwalk area is like I think on deck 6.
Oh.
So that's if you can think about how tall that is. That's what I went across basically.
Okay.
Did I look down while I was doing it? No. I looked at this. I looked at my rope and just made sure that dang thing's not going anywhere.
So they just gave you like one big push or something like that?
No, it's I guess science. Once I lifted my feet, I just went.
Oh.
Yeah, gravity took me, and I guess one side's higher than the other. So science being science, I just went. And I will say this: when you get to the other side, there's somebody there to catch you. Because usually a lot of people that are lighter than me won't make it to the end. So somebody will catch you and bring you to the steps because you have to land on the steps.
I felt sorry for that cast member who had to catch you.
No, I made it to the steps.
He's like braced like a football player, like ready for you.
I was because of my weight, I was the only one that made it to the steps. So I was very proud of that.
Oh, you didn't need no help.
No, but I made it. I touched the steps, but then I fell back, and so then the cast member had to catch me. You know? And she's like, "No, I got you. I got you."
Hold me, don't let me go.
It's like, "All right, I'm not doing anything." He's like, "Get your feet up." I was like, "Okay, yes, ma'am."
Oh
You know?
man.
I'll do whatever you want.
Like,
Don't
"Okay,
you
man,
say-
just don't let me go
Don't
backwards."
drop me.
Yeah. Don't
Because
put me-
I hit the steps and I started immediately going back. So no, I got you.
Oh, that's.
Well, so that was fun.
I was gonna
I
say.
did that. I got video of that. I'll have to post it up on
Oh,
social
please.
media.
I wanna
Yes,
It's
you're a
a
very
trip.
adventurous soul, Kevin.
Air Kevin.
And Kevin.
I've always wanted to do zip line, and damn if that wasn't the first one I did.
you like Tom Cruise and Mission
How
Impossible.
far is the zip line? Like, how far did you travel?
I'm going to guess like 30 feet.
30
no,
feet?
maybe more than that. Maybe like 50.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Rachel guessed 30 feet. Anybody want to take a hazard guess, just for giggles? How long did I zip line?
50 feet.
All right, 50. Dance.
45.
All right, nobody went over, which is great. It was actually 82 feet.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's not that far though. Like that's why I'm so low because I'm like it's not actually that far.
It's not that far. You're right.
Huh. So was it longer to do the zip line or longer to ride the Great Gooftini?
Oh,
the Barnstormer, you mean?
Oh, that's
now it
right.
changed, yeah.
It's a Barnstormer again? I thought it was.
The Barnstormer, yeah. The Goofy coaster? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Barnstormer.
Okay.
Is it longer to that's a great question.
Oh,
I think
Goofy's longer,
the
I think.
Barnstormer's a little longer, yeah.
Just a little longer. And there's more dips and turns and stuff than the zip line.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah. The zip line's pretty straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want no dip. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, Eli, you brought about the thing about neighborhoods, but yeah, they have neighborhoods on this particular boat, the Wonder of the Seas. They have, and I'll expound on this first one in a little bit later because I thought this was such a unique thing. But they have a place called Central Park,
Oh.
which is literally an outdoor park with thousands of real plants.
I don't want to hear about South Central Park.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't want to go to South Central.
What?
Yeah, you might get hurt.
Cruise yourself, fool.
There's the boardwalk that I mentioned where I ziplined
Okay.
over, which has like, a carousel. It's got like, sports bar. It's got like a hot dog stand. It's very like boardwalk fair type of light
Interesting.
kind of thing, which is kind of neat.
So now is the hot dogs and all, is that all that included in the price? Is
Yeah.
it-
Well, that particular hot dog. Yeah. The boardwalk hot dog stand. Yes. That's free but it's included in the price.
Okay.
So you could have as many hot dogs, smoked sausages, brats, whatever you want.
Mm.
I was happy. I was like, this is good.
All the hot dogs you can
All the
get.
hot dogs you could eat.
Oh,
or could muster.
before you zip line though, because I wouldn't have made that.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have returned the hot dog if I was ziplining with a hot dog in my stomach.
Look out
It
below.
would have fallen right on the hot dog stand. But anyway, I digress.
Yes, sir.
There's also the Royal Promenade, which is another neighborhood, which is basically the main social hub and also has shops, restaurants, and events.
Damn.
I'll talk about that in a little bit later because that was interesting to me. And then Royal has this massive public spaces all over the place. Like I said, they emphasize scale and spectacle. They have like multi-story atriums, giant theaters, outdoor amphitheaters like the Aqua Theater, which is like this huge dive show thing on the back, which is like just silly crazy.
Okay.
Probably one of the deepest pools in the cruise industry where they can dive into, thankfully.
Oh, wow.
And they got huge pool decks. There's a lot of stuff there. And when you first board, or at least my experience, when you first board this Royal Caribbean ship, the first reaction is usually, wow, this place is huge. Even driving up, I saw the boat. It was like, there's the boat. I was like, damn, that's a big boat.
Mm.
I don't need
It's
a
a
bigger
big
boat. I definitely don't need a bigger boat. There's many jaws that can fit on this boat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the other thing is, as far as philosophy, instead of theme storytelling like Disney does, Royal focuses on choice. They give us guests more choice than narrative like Disney does. Guests can choose from dozens of dining venues, multiple theaters and show styles, a wide variety of activities, and many different bar concepts, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
A bunch of different bars, from chill bars to aggressively Latin bars, hot Latin bars.
Oh, boy.
Welcome to Miami type of stuff, and everything in between, like a House of Blues type setup.
And a robot bar.
Oh yeah, there was a robot bar.
Wait, what's a robot?
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
they had a bar where you could punch in on a pad what drink you want. These little Kuka robotic arms
Ah.
would fix your drink. And it's funny. Picture this. So it's a little setup, and you can find pictures of this, but there's a bunch of bottles of liquor like we would buy at the store, hanging upside down. And then there's a bunch of glasses in the back, and there's like three Kuka robotic arms.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, you punch in a drink, and then it does its little thing.
Oh, wow.
I didn't try it because every time I go, there was either a long ass line or it was down.
Oh,
Oh, man.
So I watched it from afar. I was like, I'm not waiting for a drink when there's a big ass bar right above me
yeah.
yeah.
that I could just go to a human and just get a drink.
I felt like the drinks at the Bionic Bar or whatever were not as good as the drinks that humans made. And there also wasn't like as much. It couldn't just make anything. It had to be a drink from its list that it knows.
It reminds me, what's that thing, Danny? You got that little not Barcadian. Barkeesian, yeah. It reminds me of that, but like bigger.
Yeah.
With arms.
Fortunately, technology cannot take the bartender's job just yet. That's good to
Not
know.
yet.
That is good.
But, you know, I'm wondering, like, if you don't tip the robot bartender, if he ignores you.
I think it flips you off as you're walking away.
Kuka robotic go, yeah. I was going to ask, so, like, do you get to, let's say, have a drink and, like, take it to this, like, movie theater or something like that? Or is that
pretty
like,
much wherever you want to take it? Like,
Wow.
I was never stopped wherever I went.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
really
we could
cool.
take drinks anywhere.
You could take drinks anywhere. Yeah, it was great.
I like
It
that.
was nice.
I don't think you can take them on the ice at the ice skating rink, but you could sit and have a drink.
Oh, true. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you couldn't do that.
Oh, that would, yeah, I hear that. Yeah, don't drink and skate. I understand.
Yeah, I don't think you could drink and skate.
Although that would be a fun activity.
yeah.
You know what was annoying though? In order to do the surf simulator thing, you had to like do a training video.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a little training video. It's not long. It doesn't take long to do, and it wasn't that big a deal. But you couldn't do it or have your kid do it if you were standing there with a drink. So
Oh.
like we boarded the ship and we got drinks like right when we boarded. And we're up on the pool deck and the kids want to do the surf simulator. So they're going to do the training. And if you walk up to the training with a drink in your hand, they won't let you do it.
Like at all for like the rest of the day, or like you just
No,
have to
I
finish
had
the
to
drink?
like go back, put the drink down. And then like there was like a 5-minute waiting period or some 10-minute. I don't know.
So what's the idea behind that? Because like so they're just making
They don't
sure.
want you to be intoxicated, I guess, while you're doing that.
Okay.
I don't know.
So it takes 5 to 10 minutes to tell if the drink is kicked out.
Although, man, if you
I
were
guess.
drunk and wiped
I don't
out,
know.
that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It would be a lot of fun.
Woo!
But yeah,
Gurgle.
so don't bring your drink up to the surf simulator if you're trying to surf
Mm.
or get certified to surf, or wouldn't like watch the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot tip.
Now, was there, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself, but was there a specific drink or anything that you liked that you could only get on?
I
this
did,
ship
yes.
and then-
I'll talk about that a little bit later.
All
'cause
right.
It also ties into one of my favorite clubs we frequented every night.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is great. Yeah, no, I love it. But yes, I did find out one of my new favorite drinks too.
All right, fair enough.
Yes.
I hear that.
The Horopo. But I'll go into that later.
The what?
That's right.
Ooh,
The
I haven't
Joropo.
heard of that one.
Okay.
Yes.
Horoscopo.
It's very
That sounds
sexy.
good.
Yes.
Yeah, I like how you put it with the accent. That's so
I even rolled my R's for you. That's what my tongue can do. So anyway,
And that's why his wife's a happy woman.
There you go.
so speaking of variety, guests can also choose from a variety of royal entertainment options that tend to be big, flashy, and energetic.
Okay.
So like I said, they have aqua stunt shows, like diving thing, ice skating shows, large scale music productions, and late night parties and nightlife.
Mm.
Now I saw the dive show. I keep saying aqua stunt show, but it was kind of like a mix of like synchronized swimming and like hip hop dancing and like high diving. It was crazy.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. It was
Tightrope
nuts.
walking.
You could get they had rows like Shamu where you could get wet, which is
Yeah.
crazy. You know,
Splash zone.
yeah, they had splash zones complete with towels. I was like, oh, this is a nice touch.
Oh, towels is good.
You
Yeah.
put towels on the benches. So me and my youngest wanted to sit in the wet zone, but the rest of the family like, nope. So I went with my youngest. We hung out. I didn't get that wet. It was okay.
They had like aerial dancing too.
They had tons of stuff. And what was cool is that they would dance what looked like in the pool, but they had like platforms in the pool that raised and lowered depending on what they were doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it looked like they were kind of like dancing like on top
It
of
looks
the
like
top
they
of
were
the water, yeah.
walking on water, but there's the platform. But then like 2 seconds later, they'll move. The platform goes down and they have someone do a deep water dive. And so it's like you kind of lose the sensation that the platform is there because you're seeing people dive really deep into the water.
Ah.
And then there's a person who's then like a couple seconds later, now they're dancing on the water again.
Yeah. So sometimes they'll do half of it and the other half will stay up. So they're dancing one
Right,
side,
yeah.
but then they start diving in.
Oh,
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm Google searching. It's taking place in the back of the ship.
Yeah, in the back of
Yes.
the ship, she got the background of the back of the ship
Right.
in the ocean, like seeing it's right where the crown and anchor is.
Yeah.
And the big crown and anchor symbol in the back.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
it's crazy, man. So the show that I saw was called Intense with a capital TEN, so Intense.
intense.
Yeah, it was nuts, man.
It was intense.
it was intense.
Okay, so they were like break dancing and mid-air and stuff. Oh, what you got there?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
look at how high up that is.
They even had aerial acrobatics. Like they
Yeah.
had people
Yeah.
suspended above the
God.
audience,
Yeah.
that's
doing stuff like on like loops and globes and stuff. It was It was insane. It was intense.
It was intense.
It was
yeah.
definitely intense. Yeah.
So that picture he just showed, that was the view from one of the performers that would have to have done that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the highest that I guess you can get.
Yeah, it doesn't get higher than that, but it's definitely high.
No, that's high.
Oh,
It's
that's-
shocking when they come up because there's at one point where they're just going bam, bam, bam. I'm like,
oh,
I'm right in the front row. Like, so I'm just like, what the hell?
who's
What's
gonna
going
die?
on?
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, those performers were really killer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, and then I also saw the ice skating show 365, the seasons on ice, which basically went through the 4 seasons. They had a bunch of music and Olympic style ice skating. It was cool. It was neat. It was an ice skating show. That was like one of the first shows I did. Credit to Rachel for booking all these particular experiences. She got something on each night. I only saw half of the stuff, Rachel. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I didn't see the Effectors Crash and Burn, which was like their superhero show. I don't know what superheroes.
It's like a family friendly play. It's a little it's on a Disney quality script.
Right.
Wait,
Their writing leaves some to be desired.
So you saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a made-up superhero team called the Effectors.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is their second one. It's Effectors 2.
Oh,
Yes.
Crash and Burn.
I'd rather them just be called the Intense or something, man.
The Intense.
Yeah, that was a better.
well, I'm going to hold out for Effectors Infinity War, but
Yeah.
do they
yeah.
what is their
Not
powers?
Effectors Crash Harder.
Like,
Their powers are
Unexplainable.
it depends on the I'm trying to remember them all. One of the guys is like
they all have water
I'm
powers?
laughing because it's like the like good looking, white guy in the group. His power is like technology.
Huh.
And we were laughing that like his power was white privilege. He like, has all this money and can buy all this technology that no one else has.
Oh,
So we're
man.
like, okay.
Oh, man.
So-
man.
There's another woman, like a female one, and her power is like social media.
A Karen. Oh, wow. This is like the woke superhero
This is
team.
what, yeah. What kind of superpower is that?
And she can like come in and out of technological device. It's been a few years. I'm a little fuzzy here,
I'm
but
so glad I missed this.
yeah, it's not great writing. There's another guy that got like irradiated into a lizard. So he's like half lizard, half man.
Okay, well now we're that
ain't
totally
too
does
bad.
not fit the theme of this. Like,
Yeah, and then the fourth one that I remember was like light. Like her power was light, and she could kind of fly and use light.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, 2 of those are good, but yeah.
Yeah.
the other 2
flashlight.
Yeah, flashlight.
Yeah. I remember feeling like the show had pretty good like special effects, and I enjoyed the special effects and like the visual nature of it, but the writing was truly awful.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Outrageous.
And
Yeah.
so I just remember feeling like I kind of wish it just did the visual effects and the songs and we didn't try to make a story out of it.
Who are the
That's
bad
fair.
guys? But it's always about the
There was
bad
one,
guys.
there were 2 bad guys, but they were
Taxes.
working together. I can't really
Taxes.
remember. They dressed in all black.
Oh, okay.
Little
all right.
emo.
As
yeah.
bad guys would.
As bad
Yeah,
guys
exactly.
should.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see?
So-
Right now. I'm
Yeah.
twisting my mustache.
I'm going to stop these Effectors this time.
Get out of here.
Exactly.
I'm cutting the power to everything.
So yeah, I missed that show because I discovered like happy hour, margarita happy hour.
Oh, that was your
Ooh,
superpower.
yes, we've done that.
Yes, I did that often. It was,
Okay.
half off margaritas basically anywhere on the ship. So
Yeah.
the entire ship half off margaritas. I'm like, I'm gonna go there instead.
Wow,
And
that must have been
they're pretty
packed.
good.
They are pretty good.
Were you like you were when you went to 25-cent martinis and
Oh,
No,
sheesh.
see, that's a different level. When you're in New Orleans and they do that as it cruise to everywhere else in the world.
Okay.
So I was not like buns up on a couch somewhere. No, I was still
Buns up.
functional. I was still functional.
Oh, good.
I was still functional. But yeah, no, that margarita happy hour is a good time.
All right.
I enjoyed that. And they were delicious, like Rachel said. They were absolutely good. But anyway, all of this I spoke about leans into Royal's resort at sea vibe. You know,
Yeah.
Disney feels like a story you step into, and Royal Caribbean feels like a giant entertainment complex. So yeah, like I said, when you board a Royal Caribbean ship, your first reaction is usually, wow, this place is huge. But then going over to Disney goes in a different direction. Their ships feel smaller, more intimate, but also more immersive.
Mm.
The ships themselves tell a story. They're designed, like I said, like classic ocean liners from the golden age of cruising with Art Deco styling, brass railings, elegant staircases, and maritime artwork. And the story I like to tell about that, with the golden age of cruising, they have 2 stacks. But modern ships don't need 2 stacks anymore.
Right.
So this extra stack is just like the little extra funnel stack, like the steamship stack is just for decoration. And actually that's where they launched the aqueduct and stuff, at least on the Disney Dream.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think that's funny. They made it a point to keep that in there just to keep with that whole golden age.
The
of
visual
cruising thing.
aesthetic.
Yes, the visual aesthetic, which is a lot of. And even the carpets and the lighting are designed to match the ship's overall aesthetic. You know, royal ships by comparison tend to feel more like modern resorts or malls at sea. You know, maybe not as Marriott-like as what Rachel was talking about with the Tower, Island Tower Hotel, or whatever else. But anyway, yeah, it's definitely a little bit more colorful, definitely more modern looking. Disney has characters integrated into the environment. Of course, you got character greetings, theme deck parties, pirate night, even character interactions during dinner. And this creates a feeling that the Disney universe exists on the ship. Now, Royal's version of, let's say, Easter eggs or characters, or whatever, were these giant astronaut statues scattered around the ship.
Yeah.
I think like 3 of them. You say, why astronaut statues? I'm like, I don't know. Why?
Oh.
Astronaut statues? I have no idea.
Okay.
I thought you were going to tell us.
Yeah, that's what. That's why I didn't ask the question.
Well, I had to
You
look
sure
it
they're
up.
not the effectors?
yeah.
They-
Like-
in astronaut outfits,
You didn't
maybe.
see them. That could have, that could have been them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, those are people that didn't make it on the zip line, and they just dug them back.
They're
up.
in carbonite.
Yeah.
But later, look, it's like they have right by the what do you call it? The dive show, the aqua show. They have these 2 rock walls, and there's one astronaut statue climbing a rock wall, right? And then they have this little theater thing, which I'll talk more about later, where they have just an astronaut guy just kind of hanging out there, sitting, just watching something on TV.
That's creepy.
And then there's another one in the promenade, but I never found him, so I don't know what that dude's doing. Maybe he's the effector.
Oh yeah.
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 But I had to look it up because I was like, what the heck's up with these? Why astronauts? We're not even at Port Canaveral.
In the water.
But they're just art installations. Yeah. That's all it is. It's just art
There's a lot
installations.
of random art on Royal Caribbean.
Yes.
Like all their ships. You turn in the corner and you're like, that's a weird piece of art. Like, why would they have that here? And you just kind of shrug your shoulders and keep walking.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they weren't astronauts. Maybe they were Daft Punk.
Oh.
They do look a little Daft Punk.
They could be,
They are kind of that style, that like really shiny metal.
Yeah, I was looking at him. That's why I was thinking that could. Oh, look, there's a guy with the astronaut helmet off. Yeah, that's definitely a punk rock dude right there. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They use Daft Punk music in the Aqua show.
Yes,
so
they
that's
do.
interesting.
So that was kind of cool. You would have dug that.
I did that.
Yeah. But just to credit the guy, Andrew Sinclair is the artist that created these things. And his interpretation is this: the statues are meant to be a modern interpretation positioned to look like they're exploring, floating, or interacting with the ship's environment. That was his thing. Andrew Sinclair.
Andrew Sinclair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Andrew.
very nice.
You confused a whole lot of people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why not make them sailors?
Yeah,
or
sailors
something?
would have been great.
Pirates, or
Just
yeah,
some, I don't know.
mermaids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go back to Disney. Disney leans heavily into storytelling, dining. So as I mentioned, restaurants like Animator's Palette, Rapunzel's Royal Table, Tiana's Palace turned dinner into entertainment. And the Imagineers packed the ships with little details. Of course, there's hidden Mickeys, not astronauts. There's Disney artwork. There's references to Disney history. Even the deck parties feel like a mini stage productions with characters, music, and even fireworks at sea. So in many ways, I could sum it up like this. Disney builds ships like Imagineers, and Royal Caribbean builds ships like engineers. Yeah. And you definitely feel that difference immediately. Literally. All right. So my first impression of the Wonder of the Seas, when I first got on, I got on the deck where the promenade deck is where I got on. That's the deck with all the malls and shops and the clubs and stuff. And, unlike Disney, there's like no welcome the Yostoki family when we got on the ship. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
There's a couple of crew members. They're clapping. Hey,
Oh.
welcome.
Yeah, they say hi.
Yeah, they say hi,
That's it.
welcome aboard, welcome to my
What's up?
show. It's kind
Yeah,
of
what's up?
like a Rizzo rat.
What's up, strange person?
Hello, welcome to my park. So like I said, we entered on deck 5, which has the promenade shops and whatnot, and I felt like I walked into a mall,
Yeah.
Okay.
like an indoor mall. For any local New Orleanians or even South Louisianans that identify what I'm talking about, grab some carry-on size luggage or bags and walk into Lakeside Mall out in Metairie. Exact same feeling. And so much so, in fact, it's funny I bring this up because I look back and I walk through, I'm like, damn, in the mall, I turn around and up is a mural of Bourbon Street.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, that's okay. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But right in the mural is a road sign that says Route 66. And we're all like, wait a minute. Route 66 doesn't go through Bourbon Street. In fact, it doesn't even go this far in Louisiana. It shoots straight up to St. Louis. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was a definite choice.
What kind of stores? Like Bed Bath and Beyond, like Victoria's
They
Secret?
had like Royal Caribbean shops. They had they had duty free shops with the perfume. They had jewelry.
Yeah,
they had watch shops.
Not like name brand stores.
Yeah, it's all their names. Like their if you wanted to book a next cruise, their shop was called Next Cruise.
Okay.
This area
All
is
right.
called the Promenade.
So they have a food court called Stuff to Eat.
Eat this.
They should.
They have Cafe Promenade.
They
Oh,
do. Yeah.
All right.
It's a little on the nose, yeah. But Rachel, would you say that's a reasonable take on those two cruise experiences?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Okay. So all y'all, based on what I mentioned so far, the ship's philosophy, which one of these do you prefer? The immersive Disney style ship or the massive floating resort? Royal
Before I
Caribbean type
answer
ship?
this, well, I guess I don't need this information to answer this question, but I am kind of curious about something. I was kind of curious as to the differences in the rooms, but maybe I'm jumping ahead.
Well, I could talk about it a little bit if you're curious. I mean, I think the rooms, at least the room that it's a different scenario because I had two different type of staterooms. Because my kids were little when we did the Disney cruise, I was able to fit all five of us into like a family kind of little room. It had like a pull down bed and kind of stuff, and so they were in like a bunk bed kind of situation, plus our bed. And so this time we had to do like two different staterooms to fit the kids because now they're bigger, So it had like a queen bed, which two of them shared, and they had a pull down kind of like a trundle bed kind of looking thing. I mean, they're both tight, and there's not a lot of space, but it was adequate for what we needed to do.
I think I prefer the Disney one, to be quite honest with you, because the Royal Caribbean one sounds a little bit more, I don't know. It just sounds a little bit more commercialized. It doesn't sound as artistic. It sounds more functional. Was there a spa at least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, there's that. All right.
Nice gym, really nice gym. And they had like a little cafe, I guess, where you get smoothies and stuff.
Okay.
And like healthy kind of things. I don't know how healthy the smoothies were, but the gym was really nice. I utilized the gym. That was kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then the running thing.
Eli might be the better person because I have visions of Disney because I was on that ship.
Yeah.
I don't.
But that's a valid point because like if nothing that I've described to you so far as the Royals' philosophy on it doesn't sound like it was enough to convince you away from trying it versus Disney, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like there's nothing that you told me where I'm like, oh, cool. I couldn't just find that though at
Las Vegas,
my local mall, or Vegas, or these little activities, these little dive shows. I mean, they don't sound like anything like.
I do, yeah, okay. I do think that I'm going to say one thing, and then maybe I'll give you my selling point for Royal Caribbean for our family, and then maybe that'll give you more information. But I like the Vegas comparison. I do feel like if we were going to shrink something down, right, like Royal Caribbean would be more of like a Vegas experience shrunk down. Even so, like they have gambling on board, like you can gamble in the casinos. So that's, something that Disney doesn't offer. Whereas Disney is probably more of, I wouldn't say it's like a theme park shrunk down because there's not as many activities as a theme park.
Right.
But it's more of like, maybe like that Aulani Resort experience I just had shrunk down. Like a Disney resort, take the Grand Floridian maybe, and you shrink it down into a ship, and that's the Disney ships. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a fair comparison. Like Royal Caribbean is sort of a Vegas experience shrunk down onto a ship, and the Disney ships are more of like a Grand Floridian experience shrunk down onto a ship.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
What we like about Royal Caribbean, I think the most, like our number one reason why we like those cruises on Disney cruises. People can disagree with me and that's okay, but I usually feel pressured to follow a schedule. So you have dinner at 5:45, you have the show at 8:00, and you don't want to miss those things. And so every evening you're kind of like tied to those two things. And then we put the kids to bed, and then we have a little bit of time after to go out into the adult area. But that's pretty much it. So like if you're getting ready for dinner at like 4:30, from 4:30 till the end of your night, you're kind of stuck at Disney if you want to eat dinner and see the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Royal Caribbean, we feel like it is much more just you kind of do what you want with your day. So they have a great buffet that has all the same things as the main dining room that's open the whole evening, which Disney doesn't have. It's either you're in that main dining room at that time or you're eating the pool food junk on it's like burgers and chicken nuggets and that's it.
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean, you can go get all the options at the buffet. they have a lot more like grab and go stations that have different things available.
Mhm.
Like Disney now has that great on the Wish and the Treasure and the Destiny. They have the windows that have like not just pizza. They have barbecue and the burgers and sandwiches and some like healthier options too. So Disney is doing better with that, but they close it down at like 2:00 or something. It's not open for dinner.
Yeah, it is a little lame.
So you can't just go and get food if you want to get food after dinner time. So we like that Royal Caribbean offers more flexibility in the evenings, and then even the entertainment, they'll have it at different times. There'll be a couple of times a night, so you don't have to go to you could go to an early show, but then they'll have one at 10 p.m. too. And everything feels a little bit more flexible. And we like not having to be on a schedule on a cruise. We like being able to just like do what we want. And Disney's a little bit more, those evenings are a little more scheduled, in my opinion. There's a little less to do, a little less available. You kind of, if you want to do something, you have to follow their schedule.
Yeah, I did kind of find that after the first, 2 days on that cruise ship, like kind of like, all right, I feel like I've kind of seen it all and done it all. And to the point that we were going to stuff that we really care about, like, oh, there's trivia night over here. Or, oh, there's I can't remember if it was a stand-up comedian or lounge singer or something over there. And like, we would just go gravitate towards doing those things just because it's all that was available. So that does make sense.
No, that's an excellent point Rachel's made, because that's one thing I was never short of doing. I was finding things to do in the evening for sure, especially after dinner. Our dinner time was like 5:00. But it's like, we hung out at this place called Bolero's a lot, which is this Latin club.
I love Bolero's.
Oh, Bolero's freaking! I'll get into that a little bit later. But I hung out there a lot. But if I didn't want to do that, I could go see somebody sing karaoke, or there was a comedy club, or they had this hallway that they converted into like this art museum. I could go check out that stuff.
Oh wow!
Which had some pretty cool Disney pieces. I could go to. They had a House of Blues type music club set up where they had like tribute bands. Like they had a tribute to Bruno Mars and stuff. And it was set up the same way as House of Blues. You had the first floor where you could sit. We had the second floor up top that you can look down, onto the stage. So there was so many different things that were happening at the time.
Lots of choices.
That's wild.
When I opened the app, I was like, oh, I got to make some decisions here.
Yeah. And like if you want to see the Intense show, which is my favorite show on the ship, they play it, well, you were on a 3-night cruise, so it's a little bit shorter.
You were on a 4-night. Yeah, no.
4-night. Still, it's a little shorter. On a 7-night cruise, they do it like 3 or 4 nights. They'll do the Aqua show. But I think at least for yours too, they still did it 2 or 3 nights.
Yeah, they did it 3 nights.
So if you missed it one, you could try to catch it the other. Versus Disney, if you want to see the Beauty and the Beast show, it's that one night.
Yeah.
And it's at that one time that doesn't conflict with your dinner, and that's it. And so if you don't want to go, you're not going to see it. Versus Royal Caribbean, they're doing there's so much available, and they do it every night that you can decide what you want to do when, and you're not going to necessarily miss it. You'll just do the other thing the other night. Anyway, so we like that flexibility. It feels a little bit more relaxed.
And I do tend to find that on the Disney ships, at least from what I saw, it was either, hey, we're going to show you a movie that you've already seen, but we're going to, here's the musical version of Aladdin. Here's a musical version of Beauty and the Beast. Here's what you already know. Or if it's not, it'll be a new show, which is basically a compilation of all the songs and everything that you already know. And it's just feeding you back that, which you already, I do like the idea that there's some, I'm curious about the effectors. At least, okay, that would be something I'd be curious to see how that would go. Whereas with Disney, I kind of tend to think I already know how it's going to go.
Right. Yeah, this is true. That's a good point. So, well, let me turn it to Eli, because you've heard everything that we've said so far with cruise experience. Which one of these philosophies, so to speak, do you think you'd lean more into?
I mean, for me, I pretty much would be going in as a single guy, right? So I would have to say Royal.
Which ship has a topless deck?
Hello.
Virgin Voyages.
Virgin, yeah.
There you go.
What's the philosophy on that?
Adults only.
Happiness.
They call it Virgin for short, but not for long.
Somebody give me a zip line for that one.
They have some shows. We should have, the Raz actually has gone on some Virgin cruises, so she'd be able to talk about it better than I would. But they have, it's definitely an adult vibe throughout the experience. Okay. So maybe that would be a better fit for you.
Fair enough.
You can book those as well?
Yes, I can book those as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
There we go. But I do like the thought of that's why I was asking you, if I wanted to, let's say, get a drink and I wanted to go and watch whatever was in the theater or something like that. I do like that option of freedom. It does sound like, if I just had a drink and I just wanted to wander around and just people watch, it sounds like there's just more options for me to do that.
There definitely is.
Lots of people watching spots.
Yeah, I'm totally a people.
Even the adults only area. I just want to shout out Mr. Wainwright
Okay.
who AKA Mr. Do It Right.
What?
You come back here, I make you a Bahama Mama. I do it right.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I'm not Mr. Wainwright. I'm Mr. Do It Right.
He was your Isaac.
Yes, he was my
The
Isaac.
bartender.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
got
we met
you.
him on the first day when we on embarkation day, and I was like, I'm coming back to you every night.
Oh, wow.
I think the adults only spaces are better on Royal Caribbean too. They're much
Oh,
bigger.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
You go there with your wife, put your arm around. That's not how you hold the woman, man. Come over here. Let Mr. Do It Right show you how you hold your woman.
Yes. This is how you get the sexual attention.
You want the scuba?
Yes. It sounds like even when I heard you describe it, you sounded a lot more excited about your experiences on that.
Well,
ship.
it translates to energy. Like I find Disney to be very chill, and I find Royal Caribbean to be very like energetic. And to be honest, it's like there are a couple of times where I had to just go back to my room because there was just too much going on.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
There's times where I was overstimulated.
Especially on that boardwalk. You haven't talked totally about the neighborhoods yet. But
No,
that
yeah.
I found that boardwalk neighborhood to be very like overstimulating.
Oh, it's not even in the pool areas. You're constantly getting like that reggaeton. It's like holy, Thank God I was like in Central Park because that was a little bit more chill. You got the little jazz dudes.
Yes.
Oh,
chilling
nice.
out. So it was nice.
But see, again,
That's-
like people probably kicking in bikinis and stuff. I mean, there you go.
Well, one thing I hated about like the Disney pool area was that the pool one was very shallow and always packed. Was it the same kind of thing there? Where the
It
pool-
was packed. Yeah.
I
Yeah, it was-
see.
it
I
was
don't
definitely
like.
packed.
Oh,
That's just now you've just taken the pool off of the like. Yay! Let me just stand in water, like because I can't swim,
Yeah.
can't do anything, can't throw my kid around. Like you're basically standing in water.
But one other thing, because I think you already asked this, but like since we're both tall people, it's still hard for us to have an accommodation like in said room and stuff as well. Like it doesn't matter what ship, right?
I don't think so.
Because
Yeah.
when you stayed on there, I remember you said
I
it
had
was
to
very tough.
contort myself into that shower.
No,
Yeah.
I think I think as a tall person you'd easily reach the ceiling.
Mhm.
In both
And I don't think
ships.
the beds. I think your feet might be hanging off. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I don't think the beds were fine for me, but I'm only 5'8".
Okay, right.
These cruise ships are very prejudiced against people.
I was going to say, I'm a terrible judge of any of this. So I'm not going to be able to tell you.
So it's rough on us both, no matter
Yeah.
which. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
they don't
a
plan
factor.
for you to be in
It's
the
tough
room
to be
much.
tall.
It is.
Yeah, and to be a bug.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. If anybody remembers that.
All right. Well, I'm still good Royal.
You
Yeah.
still roll? Okay,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's a real thing. All right, look, y'all, we're going to put a pin on a discussion here. I mean, we talked about mainly the ship's philosophy on either cruise line. So we have a lot more to discuss, man. So make sure you stay subscribed because we're going to talk about the food. We're going to talk about their private islands, Castaway Key and Perfect Day at Coco Cay, and so much more. A lot of unique things with the ships we'll also get into. So if you're trying to make that decision about booking either Royal or Disney for either your first cruise or for your next cruise, definitely stay tuned. And if you want to book any of those vacations, Rachel can help you do that. And we're about to tell you how to get in touch with her in just a little bit. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed our discussion about the Disney Cruise Line as well as Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. Look, if you want to learn more about us, the Magic Our Way Podcast, make sure you follow us on any social media platform. Also, if you want to share your opinions or with your experiences on those cruises, you can do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or send us a text message. As it did say, text us at 1815 Mohican. That is 1815
Mohican
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple of people who do things outside of the podcast. First of all, we got Eli, does great things with comics. What you got, sir?
Yes, sir. As always, take time and visit ivorycomics.com. where you can see all the work I have there. Project Geisha, Savages, and Molly Be Damned. Of course, there's blogs and interviews and a link to Magic Our Way Podcast. So you never miss a beat, never miss an episode, you never miss what cruise to get on when you're ziplining. That's a good time right there.
Boom.
So yeah, appreciate the support when you visit ivorycomics.com. On social media, Facebook, you can find me there, Eli H. Ivory. And as long as you're a real person, it's a pleasure to meet you. If you are about this, zipline your way out into the pool, don't come back. Thank you. Yeah. Also on Facebook, there is a Project Geisha fan page, so please check that out when you have a chance. On Instagram, seeing what you guys and girls have, posting up them hearts and likes. EIV504 is where you'll find me there. And of course, on X, I can be found at Hancock 10166. So yes, if you appreciate the baddest, then you're bringing me the gladness. Thank you very much.
And if you want to book a cruise vacation, either through Disney or Royal Caribbean, or Virgin. Rachel can help you do that. How do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, I would be honored to help you book a cruise or a land trip. I book Disney cruises, but then also any of their land destinations, Adventures by Disney, Aulani, Disney World, Disneyland, etc. I also book Universal on both coasts, as well as Royal Caribbean and Virgin Voyages, Norwegian Cruise Line, and other major cruise lines. Pretty much if you can sail it, I can probably book you there. Also, I book hotels, major hotel brands around the world. So anywhere you're going, I can help you get there. The best part is it's at absolutely no extra cost to you. It's the exact same price as if you booked it on your own, and you get the benefit of my help, as much or as little of it as you like, as well as supporting this podcast. So a little piece of the cost of your vacation comes back to support this podcast and the fan community. You can find me by email. That's the best way. Rachel, RACHEL at magicourway.com. You can also find me on social media. I'm at rfamilymagic. That's the letter R in the words family magic, all smooshed together.
Smooshed!
You can find me there at that handle for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also call me. I have a phone number. The number is 978-432-WISH, WISH. You can text, leave a voicemail, or maybe I'll pick up the phone and we can have a chat. So that's another way to reach me too. Please reach out. And again, we're just so thankful for your support.
In addition, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast. And another option that only costs a minute or so of your time is to leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts and or wherever you access our show, whether it is YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, etc. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are welcome on the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So we say, Kwaharini, my name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
All right. Nachos are on plates.
And you are. Bye!
So before we begin, fun fact, my first Disney Cruise Line ship I sailed on was the Disney Wonder, and the first Royal Caribbean ship,
Sheep.
Wow.
Let me try it again.